my name is Christopher Michael Johnson, and today I will be demonstrating to you how to draw a landscape. Now, the reason why I'm demonstrating this is because many great artists have demonstrated their skill through drawing characters, images, and even simple objects that they found inspiring. And they also, in many great paintings around the world, painted and drew and sketched environments, landscapes, places. And this really caught my attention. And it really caught my attention because the environment alone that they draw and sketch and paint in can have a big impact on how they feel and how they interpret their own work. So if you wish to follow along with my demonstration, get some paper and a pencil or whatever drawing utensils you would like to use, and follow along as you wish. So first off, you'll need to think of one thing: a place to draw. Whether it be a place you've been to personally, a place you've seen pictures of, or a place you've completely made up. All dependent on you. And it really depends. Your artwork really depends on what place you're thinking of, because it depends on your own skill level and skill set. So as long as you're comfortable and confident in your skill set and skill level to draw what you're envisioning, then all will be well. And it really matters. After all, quote, the value of connections for visual artists is immeasurable. They can support, challenge, inspire, and open doors to new possibilities, unquote. Davey, Art Marketing. Now, I personally will be going with a untouched coastline, beaches, mountaintops, and a clear sky, because I really find that that image really inspiring, and really awe-inspiring in general, because of the unity between parts of the earth, the mountains, the beach, and the ocean. And once you get that nailed down, the first thing you need to do in actually drawing is drawing a central line across the middle of your paper to establish the horizon, to gauge perspective, right in the middle of your paper. And this drawing technique is called atmospheric perspective. And this drawing technique is used to gauge perspective on distances between things in your work. And quote, artists can create a sense of atmospheric perspective in a landscape using several visual tools: value, color, chroma and temperature, edges, and texture. Hudson, outdoor painter. The central line being the horizon is one of the easiest ways for me personally to gauge perspective, to define what needs to be in more detail and what needs to be a little more flat and vague. And I personally love that because it makes a lot of things in the drawing a lot simpler when it comes to the details you need to add. And finally, it's time for your own finishing details. Own details that make this work all your own. And at certain points, you're going to need to erase the horizontal line, so that like for me, the mountaintops would be cut off if the horizon line was still there. So address the horizon line and erase it as you need to. And add details as you wish. To add some perspective, to your own work. Now, I usually like to do black and white drawings. I like doing flat drawings that can add more imagination to the viewer. And one way to establish this through my own temperament is with rendering. My favorite out of rendering, coloring, and other details you may add on your own. And rendering is the process of creating a realistic or lifelike representation of an object or a scene. It's all about how you use your tools, be it charcoal, paint, or a digital stylus, to illustrate shadow and light, texture, and color in your artwork. I personally won't be using that much color on mine. I like to add rendering on its own to add a depth and sort of foreboding in the image. And one tip I have is for when doing rendering is to use the tip of this pencil back and forth very lightly for perspective, and then rub that in to add a little bit more gentle shade as you add it as you will. So then, when you add in your own detail, add anything that you see comes to mind. Trails, beaches, the ocean, mountains, anything that you really think pops out. And after you've made your own finishing touches and own rendering and own details that you find most striking, you are complete. Now, you most likely won't pick up on these tips right away, and it's very, very common for that. You need to have a lot of practice to practice these details, and as you can see, I still have plenty of practice to do with rendering and fading to add details of my own. But with enough work, it can be done. So, that is all, and happy drawing!